Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Liverpool on alert as new details of Mo Salah's Saudi transfer emerge. Mo Salah has been heavily linked with a move to the Saudi Pro League in recent seasons, and a transfer to the Middle East is on the cards again. With the Egyptian's contract expiring this summer, Mohamed Salah was set to quit Liverpool for the Saudi Pro League last summer, until Jurgen Klopp announced he was quitting Anfield. Salah, who could still bank himself a fortune in the desert when his contract with the Reds expires at the end of the season, was ready to call time on the Kop because he had become disillusioned with life under the German. But Klopp's shock decision to end his 8-year reign, coupled with the appointment of Arne Slot as his successor, led to the Egyptian star having a dramatic change of heart. It has been claimed by former West Ham boss Slaven Bilic. He says the expectation in Saudi was that Salah would become a rival to Cristiano Ronaldo in the Pro League by linking up with former Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema at Al Ittihad. Bilic, who was in charge of the Al Fateh Sports Club last year, said Mohamed Salah is the best striker in the Premier League. He is the best winger in the Premier League, and he is the best number 10 in the Premier League. There has definitely been a change this season under Arne Slot, as, having been in Saudi Arabia last year, I know he wasn't happy under Jurgen Klopp, and we were expecting him to move. The whole of Saudi was ready for him, and he would have been the star of the league. As far as we were all concerned, it was done, and Mo Salah was going to join Al Ittihad. I wasn't surprised he didn't move, though. He knows the move is there for him when he wants to leave Liverpool. It's not a one-year take-it-or-leave-it project in Saudi. The suggestion that Salah had become tired of working under Klopp is a huge surprise. He won the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, and 2 EFL Cups under the German. But Salah is now in the form of his life spearheading Slot's charge for a treble. The 32-year-old has scored 30 goals and assisted another 22, as Liverpool have romped 13 points clear at the top of the Premier League, and he is now being touted as a Ballon d'Or winner. They are also in the last 16 of the Champions League and will meet Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final later this month. But talks to keep Salah at Anfield for a 10th year and beyond have failed to find a breakthrough. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Liverpool FC transfer news. Our second news is Arne Slot. Ignoring question at PSG press conference speaks volumes about Liverpool boss. Liverpool face Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League last 16, with the first leg at the Parc des Princes, bringing together the Premier League's runaway leaders and the form team in Europe at present. So it was not surprising for him to almost completely ignore a question about how he could follow in the footsteps of Kop icon Joe Fagan and lead the Reds to League, European Cup, and League Cup glory in his first season. He had no interest in thinking his Reds outfit are already the best team in Europe just because of their stunning campaign so far either. The focus is on progressing from the last 16 against an in-form PSG side over 2 legs than dreaming of being immortalized like Fagan, who, like Slot following Jurgen Klopp, took over from Bob Paisley. Yet it is hard to get away from the feeling that something special is happening this season with Liverpool. They lead the Premier League by 13 points, and they are in the Carabao Cup final. They topped the revamped league system in Europe, too. That had PSG boss Luis Enrique calling them the best side in Europe on the eve of this first-leg fixture at the Parc des Princes. But Slot does not believe they can be considered the best team on the continent unless they go all the way and win the trophy in May. It's a nice compliment to get, but the best team in Europe has to win the Champions League, said Slot. But we are far away from that, starting with a very difficult game against PSG, and then all the difficult ones that are coming up because we have seen the draw. I think the best team in Europe at the moment is still Real Madrid, as they won this competition last season. Someone else can say something different. But for us, we first have to win it before we can say it. They have beaten Real this season in the league stage and also overcame Bayer Leverkusen in an almost perfect run, which saw 7 wins before a much-changed team lost away at PSV in what was a dead rubber for Liverpool. Yet now, they are in the business end of the competition and they face a PSG side which finished low down the table in the league stage, but is now in red-hot form. Luis Enrique's side are on a 22-game unbeaten run since a 1-0 loss at Bayern Munich in late November. The League One giants have won their last 10 games in all competitions with 40 goals scored. January signing Kavica Kvaratskhelia and Bradley Barcola are expected to play alongside Ousmane Dembele in a front line, which now has no Kylian Mbappe, but is still very dangerous. It doesn't seem quite fair that Liverpool topped the league stage, yet get handed such a draw. But Slot said, "We could only have faced 2 teams, Benfica or PSG." Although I like Benfica a lot, everyone who has watched football in the last few months could have told you that maybe we would have preferred to play Benfica instead of PSG. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Liverpool FC transfer news. Our third news is Ousmane Dembele almost changed Liverpool history twice and could now ruin latest chapter. Ousmane Dembele could be going into Wednesday evening's clash in a Liverpool shirt if Jurgen Klopp had his way, but he could also have ruined one of the Germans' most famous nights. Lionel Messi dropped to the turf, rolled over, and shook his head in disbelief. To many it had appeared as though this merely was a failure to put a cherry on top of a special evening, but maybe he knew more. When Ousmane Dembele, set up expertly by Messi, fluffed his lines and missed a glorious chance to make it. Barcelona 4, Liverpool 0 in the closing stages of the first leg of the Champions League semi-final on May 1, 2019, very few could quite contemplate just what the French international winger had done. Liverpool, who would be without Mo Salah and Roberto Firmino for the return leg at Anfield, as well as Andy Robertson for half of it, surely couldn't come back anyway. What use would another goal be? Well, yeah, you know the rest. At the time, the miss seemed to sum up Dembele's career. Here was a player with all the speed and all the talent, but without the required subtlety and temperament to succeed. He certainly wasn't living up to a transfer fee that started out at around 97 mils and rose to about 125 mils, as agreed when he moved from Dortmund to Barcelona back in 2017. 8 years on, it is still ranked as the 11th costliest move ever. But if Dembele missed a chance to change Liverpool history for the worse that night at the Nou Camp, he'd arguably already done exactly that a little under 3 years earlier. It was 2016 and Jurgen Klopp's first summer as Liverpool manager when he tried to sign Dembele from French side Rennes, taking a rather direct approach if you believe the winger himself. "I saw Klopp in Paris, but I told him I'd made up my mind to sign for BVB," said Dembele after signing for Dortmund, where he'd score 10 goals in 49 appearances to light up the Bundesliga and attract Barcelona's considerable interest. Links with Liverpool would then persist throughout Klopp's time, but there was never any real veracity to them despite Klopp admitting a fondness for the player. Although whether that fondness survived Dembele trashing a property owned by the ex-Dortmund boss during his time in Germany is unknown. What is clear, though, is that the moves made in 2016 and 2017 after missing out on Dembele would come to represent masterstrokes for Klopp and Liverpool, with first Sadio Mane arriving and playing on the right-hand side of the attack for a season, before then shifting to the left and allowing Salah to take over. Salah arrives in Paris on Wednesday night as Liverpool's joint third highest goal scorer of all time on 241 goals, having won everything he wanted to win under Klopp, and closing in on special successes under Arne Slot too. Dembele would go on to have 4 more largely frustrating seasons at Barcelona before his move to PSG in 2023, where after underwhelming in his first season, he has finally caught fire in his second, perhaps not coincidentally, following the departure of Kylian Mbappe. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.